What's good? We back, Motor City Sports Talk, talking about Mark Jackson, potential Detroit Piston head coaching candidate. First off, I gotta say before we talk about what Mark Jackson could bring to the table, gotta talk about they're gonna have to get a GM in place. First before they get a head coach. You don't want to hire a head coach that don't fit the philosophy. The head coach or the head coach of the GM. They got to be on the same page. So they got to get this GM search down pat. But Mark Jackson, I don't know. It didn't work out in Golden State. Apparently, a rumor that, he had his favorites and he showed a lot of favoritism in the locker room towards certain players and stuff of that nature. It looked good from the outside, but it was, a lot of turmoil going on the inside, and he was, beefing with the owners. And anytime you beef with somebody higher up, they gonna spin the story the way they gonna spin it, basically so you won't get another job. But he helped build those Golden State Warriors, and right when it was ready to blossom, Steve Kerr came in and got all the credit. So he has some experience nurturing young talent. Apparently the Golden State Warriors drafted well. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. These wasn't top 5 picks though. People got to remember these were later lottery picks and a second round pick. So, if you find out he had any input in evaluating this talent and helping draft for this talent, that's a big favor to him. Because if he can evaluate talent, well, Steph was picked 8th or 9th or 10th. The Knicks, the T-Wolves passed on him with Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio, I believe it was. If he can evaluate talent like that, you need somebody like that on your team. His input. Because he evaluated Klay Thompson. There was some issues about Klay Thompson. He got in trouble off the court at Washington State. They was good enough to evaluate Draymond Green, and he was smart enough to plug in Draymond Green, even though it was for injury, and keep him in the lineup. So it's telling me that he can develop young talent. That's the first thing, and he can identify talent if he was part of that selection process, drafting those young guys, which I probably think he was. So he can find young talent, evaluate it, and he can nurture it and groom it any place young players. Those are a few things that's in his favor. What's not in his favor was the rumors of he had his favorites in the locker room and he kept a lot of shit going. And, Tom Gores and the Pistons organization, wherever he got helping him hire a potential coach, has to look into that. They have to do their own investigation and see, was he a nuisance in the locker room, or was he doing some of the things that was rumored, or that was just a scapegoat for him to get up out of Golden State and them to get the coach they wanted, which I think was more of a scapegoat. It seems like he knows what he's talking about on TV, but he's done it, and he's done it as a coach. And he said those guys were going to win a championship, even though when he left, he said that team was very special. And then again, I told you there wasn't no top 5 picks in on the team at the time. So he knows how to understand the new athlete. He knows how to coach the new athlete. He knows how to develop the new athlete. So it's a lot of things working in his favor. But the thing is, the Golden State job, the way it ended, it's kind of permanently scarred his reputation amongst the league. There's no way that he shouldn't have got the Knicks coaching job over David Finsdale. They tried to, assassinate his character with the Memphis Grizzlies, and they chose Marc Gasol over him, and look what happened. Marc Gasol didn't do jack shit coming down the stretch of that season. Memphis didn't do nothing without him. So it's a lot of different head coaching candidates that's out there. They're going to have to actually hire GM first, like I said. But would it be mad if Mark Jackson came here? No, I just want the front office to be able to have the presence of mind and know, okay, we don't have no cap space. We have to get rid of this money, even if it's for dirt cheap, just to clear the cap space and acquire picks. And we have to get talent to Detroit through the draft. That's how you build a team, is through the draft. And they have to recognize that, man. Because that's the only way you can build talent in a city that's not on the coast, Miami, the 2 LAs, even on Texas and Florida, Miami, stuff of that nature, when they have no state taxes. If you draft a talent here, you build it together, they form a camaraderie, they form a relationship, they're more likely to stick together. And you got a player's coach that's been in the league He's been a point guard. You can draft your point guard of the future. He can build the image and the team that the GM and he wants. It sounds good, but is Tom Wars competent enough to make these decisions, man? Is he competent enough to know, okay, let me get my GM in place, and then we could talk about a head coaching candidate? Because he got to move fast. He might have to hire a candidate by the end of this week to get a guy like Mark Jackson, or get some of the hot Frank Vogels out there, or the Hornets, that's whoever they want. But then again, he got to remember, in Tom Gores, the lineage of Detroit. And guys that remember lineage of Detroit, Bill Laimbeer, Chauncey Billups. They remember that. They know defense is first. We want guys that can defend. We don't want guys that just can shoot and score. We need defense. It's a blue-collar time. We scrappy. We the bad boys. We the going-to-work Pistons. And if your coach ain't got that mentality to be scrappy and to be defensive-minded and understand how to develop talent, then he don't need to be here, and your GM don't need to be here. So that's one thing. He got to understand the identity of this city and what we bring. But it's Motor City Sports Talk. We gone.